Welcome back to Toyota Sports Talk. Love to talk some basketball, some Wizards basketball with Chase Hughes. Monumental Sports does a fantastic job covering those Wizards on a daily basis. Chase, appreciate your time. I know you've been watching the NBA playoffs. They have not been disappointing at all. But I want to talk some NBA draft, NBA lottery, because Wizards fans, that's what we're all clinging to. So set the stage for us. When is the lottery? And give me kind of the percent chance of maybe the Wizards getting that top pick.
Yeah, so it's kind of a repeat of last year. Same day, same chances for the
Okay.
Wizards. May 12th, which is the date it was last year when they got Alex Sarr. They had the second best odds going into the lottery. They have the same thing going into the lottery this year. But the two most important things to know is they are tied for the best chance to get the number one overall pick at 14%. They're also tied for the best chances to get the second pick, third pick, and fourth pick, and they can't fall any lower than six. So it's going to be obviously a huge day for Wizards fans and for the Wizards organization, and they're going to hope for the best.
So you look at, the potential of a Cooper Flag, but there's other good players. There's a kid from Rutgers. There's other guys. I mean, so I know a lot of the Wizards fans want Cooper Flag, but it would not be the end of the world if it's not Cooper Flag, right?
No, I mean, the number one thing I would tell Wizards fans is don't put all your eggs in the number one pick basket, because I've studied the draft very closely for a long time. I can tell you that very rarely is the number one pick the best player in the draft. And oftentimes we see this sort of consensus number one pick, and very rarely does that guy end up being the best player in the draft. Like very often, someone behind them is picked that is in some cases way better. Now, that's not to discount what Cooper Flag is as a prospect. I think he's one of the best prospects I've ever seen come out of college. I think he's in that second tier right behind LeBron James and Victor Wembanyama. I think he's going to be a superstar at the next level. But I think Dylan Harper, who's projected to go number two, has the exact same chance to become a superstar player. And I like VJ Edgecombe a lot coming out of Baylor. I think really the difference in this draft, if you're picking first, second, or third compared to fourth, fifth, or sixth, is just the timeline. I think if you get the first or second pick, you're probably competing sooner than later. But if you pick fifth or sixth, as they might, those are the most likely picks they could get, you still have a chance of getting the best player in the draft potentially, maybe someone who's better than Cooper Flag. It just might take a little bit longer for them to develop.
All right, so the season wrapped up, Chase, and you remember back in the high school days, the superlatives. We're gonna hand out some superlatives.
I never got any of those, by the way. I'm sure
I thought
you
you were
did.
gonna be most likely to succeed.
That we should redo them. Maybe I'd get something.
That's right. So we're gonna start with your team MVP for the Wizards this past season.
I got to go with Jordan Poole. He was their most consistent player all year. We saw him sort of trend upward toward the end of last season once they made him the primary point guard, put the ball in his hands, didn't have him playing off the ball as a shooting guard. And that was just a glimpse of more to come. I mean, he had arguably a career year this season. Played a lot of games. He was durable for them, was more efficient than he was last year, shot his highest three-point percentage of his career, became the franchise leader for threes in a season, and is well on his way to becoming one of the top three-point shooters in franchise history. So I got to go with Jordan Poole.
Okay, let's go to most improved player. I think there's a couple of possibilities here.
Yeah, a couple of possibilities, but I got to go with Justin Champagnie. They signed this guy last year to a 10-day contract. Then he was on a two-way deal, and this year became a guy who started a lot of games, who developed a three-point shot. He's always been like an undersized power forward at 6'6", who averaged 11 rebounds a game at Pittsburgh in college. Just sort of like a gritty, blue-collar player. But now he could score a little bit. He's really good at cutting, really good at shooting threes. So I think he's got a future in this organization, and the Wizards rewarded him with the standard NBA contract.
Okay. The Wizards last year had a bunch of first-round draft picks, so I'm going to go with best rookie. Who was it?
I'll go with Bub Carrington. Keyshawn George was really impressive. I think he surprised a lot of people as the 24th overall pick. Alex Sarr, was obviously really good, second overall pick, did a great job defensively. But Bub Carrington was the most efficient of the rookies. And I just saw a lot of really positive signs for the future. I mean, he's really good at creating his own shot, shooting off the dribble. And I can't not mention that game winner to beat the Heat in Game 82, the final game of the season. I think that's a shot that we're going to remember for a really long time. An unbelievable buzzer beater, and what a way to finish the year.
All right. Nothing's ever perfect. Biggest disappointment from a player?
Ooh, that's a great question. Biggest disappointment? I'll probably go with Malcolm Brogdon. You know, he couldn't stay healthy, and I think when the Wizards brought him in, they probably thought he would A, play more, and B, possibly be tradable at the trade deadline, but his body just didn't cooperate. And I think he still had an impact on the team when he did play, but just couldn't stay healthy, and for that reason was disappointing.
I know you have all the power, but can you make the ping pong balls go in Washington's favor for once?
Well, Scott, you know what I do have going for me is May 12th is my birthday.
Oh,
And so I was there last year. It was my birthday. They only had a 13.4% chance of getting the second overall pick. They got it. They got Alex Sarr. And because May 12th is my birthday, I've been paying attention to this over the years. There's a lot of positive moments that have happened on that day for the Wizards. Perhaps most notably, John Wall, the game winning shot he hit against the Celtics back in 2017 in the second round in game six. That was also on May
wow.
12th. So Kevin Greavy was born on May 12th. Then you go back to the 70s. They also advanced to the NBA Finals one year by beating, I believe it was the Sixers in the conference finals on May 12th. So it's been a day that has been good to me and good to them.
All right. I like where you're thinking. Happy early birthday, Chase Hughes. Appreciate your time as always.
Thanks so much, man. Anytime.
All right. Much more to come right here on Toyota Sports Talk. Stay with us.